What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another baseball video. If you subscribed to my channel probably about a year ago, you saw I was uploading regularly for the baseball content, and magically, as soon as the regular season started for 2024, I don't know what happened, just all of my inspiration to make the videos went out the window, or even when I did get ideas, I just never found the time, and then, you know, we moved on, like All-Star break, that playoffs, that kind of stuff. But here I am, the start of 2025, and I'm ready to get back into it. And as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, this one is the best player on every MLB team going into the 2025 season. So without further ado, let's just get on right into it. We've waited long enough. So kicking off the video, we're gonna start it off in the National League East. We're gonna get it started with the Philadelphia Phillies. For the Phillies, I got Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper has now been in the league for 13 years and continues to just be like future Hall of Famer. Without a doubt. 2-time MVP, 8-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, just having won a Silver Slugger in 2024, a 51 career WAR. We all know how good Bryce Harper is. He moved to first base after he had Tommy John surgery to get back on the field. This guy is one of the toughest players. I want Bryce Harper to get his ring. The Phillies need to just continue to make that push. I know that they have it in them in the next few years. Now for the Washington Nationals, aside from his off the field controversy, I have CJ Abrams. Although he did not end his 2024 season off great by getting sent down, he still is just a rising star for the Nationals on a rebuilding team. Just in the 2024 season, he had a 3.4 WAR, hit 20 homers, 65 RBIs, and 31 stolen bases. He got his first All-Star nod in 2024. As long as he can stay out of the casinos, he's gonna be great, and that's, you know, he was the clear and obvious pick for the Nationals on best player. Now moving on to the New York Mets. This one might be a little controversial. You have two different players that can both make a great argument. But the player that I ended up going with after signing his monster mega deal with the New York Mets is Juan Soto. Especially after the season he just had in, well, I was gonna say New York, but of course the crosstown rivals, the Yankees, the season he had last year, where he had a 7.9 WAR, 41 homers, 109 RBIs, an OPS plus of 178, while walking 129 times. He came in third in MVP votes, along with winning his second Silver Slugger in a row. Can't believe the Mets got him on that freaking mega contract, like $765 million. It's absolutely nuts. But good for him. He's beating Francisco Lindor in my vote for best player going into 2025. For the Atlanta Braves, one guy comes to mind, Ronald Acuna Jr. Clearly, he did not have much to show for 2024, but the most previous year you can go back to, he won the MVP. Last year, only playing in 49 games, coming down with another knee injury. No matter what, he's still one of the top players in the game, although missing majority of the 24 season. Last time we saw him with a full season, 41 homers, 106 RBIs, 73 stolen bases, a 337 batting average. And when you look at the Braves squad, they have so many great players, but Ronald Acuna Jr. stands out the most as the best player on that team. Now for the Miami Marlins, no joke, I really struggled with this team. Looking up and down the roster, I was like, okay, who am I gonna pick? Sandy Alcantara has a Cy Young under his belt, but he's not really the kind of guy. He cannot stay healthy right now. So I gave it to Jesus Sanchez. And once I actually looked him up on Baseball Reference and really looked at his stats, he did not have a bad season at all. 18 homers, 252 batting average, 64 RBIs, OPS plus at 97, pretty productive. And on a not so fiery Marlins team right now, he was the best choice we had, but still pretty solid, but not the kind of guy you want to say is your best player on your team. Now moving on to my favorite division, we have the NL Central. Getting it started for us, we have the Cincinnati Reds. Now for the Cincinnati Reds, I have Elly De La Cruz. Again, I hate to admit, when I first thought of the Reds, I was like, oh, who am I gonna pick? But then I was like, oh yeah, Elly De La Cruz exists. Other than his horrendous amount of strikeouts, the guy is just an absolute stud. He played in 160 games this year, collecting a 5.2 WAR, hit 25 homers, 76 RBIs, 67 stolen bases. But like I said, he did have 218 strikeouts, so if he could just cut back on that a little bit, collecting himself his first All-Star nod in 2024, and playing exceptional defense at short, best player on the Reds going into 2025. Now for the St. Louis Cardinals, I am guilty as being one of the people that say Nolan Arenado is starting to become washed, but no doubt is he still the best player on the Cardinals. You can't just throw away 8-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove, 5-time Silver Slugger. Although his 2024 season wasn't all much, he still hit solid 16 homers, 272 average, 71 RBIs, over 100 OPS plus. His defense is still a big highlight of his game, But of course, the last 2 years being the first where he's not winning Gold Gloves, he's just getting beat at that position right now. He's still the best player on the Cardinals right now. They would not be near as good as they are without him, even though they're still quite mid. Moving on to my Chicago Cubs, the best player that I get to talk about is newly acquired Kyle Tucker from the Houston Astros. But boy, am I excited to see Kyle Tucker at Wrigley in 2025. 3-time All-Star, Silver Slugger, Gold Glove. He's gonna just be definitely an upgrade in right field. Just in 2024, he had a 4.7 WAR, 23 homers, and a 289 average while only playing half the season. He only played in 78 games last year, a slugging percentage at .585, OPS at .993, and an OPS plus at 181. And to still hit 23 homers in just over half the season was quite impressive. So me, of course, I am very excited to see Kyle Tucker at Wrigley, hopefully win, helping his power numbers as long as he just stays healthy like he has shown before. So as of now, Kyle Tucker is the new and improved best player on the Cubs. Now for the Pittsburgh Pirates, at first, I was very confused on who I was going to pick as well, but then I remembered Paul Skeens exists and just won NL Rookie of the Year. While also coming in third in Cy Young voting in his first year, this guy was an absolute stud. A 5.9 WAR as a pitcher, 11-3 win-lose record, and I know that's hard to judge a pitcher sometimes on. Some people don't even look at it, but still 11-3 record, you gotta give him credit there. A 1.96 ERA. Absolutely, how did he not win the Cy Young Award? 100% if he had more than 133 innings, it probably would have been his. Paul Skeens, absolute flamethrower on the mound, starting the All-Star game this past season. It's bittersweet because I am excited to see what he does in 2025, but also I don't know, it's just scary being in the same division, but no matter what, I can appreciate talent, and he is just a stud. For the last team in the NL Central Division, we have the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, I'm gonna go with William Contreras. This guy, to say that a catcher, no disrespect to catchers, but to say that a catcher is your best player on your team just goes to show how good your catcher is. And that being William Contreras, dude, this guy, probably the best catcher in the whole league right now, because he's putting up insane numbers. A 4.9 WAR, playing in 155 games, 23 homers, 92 RBIs, a 281 batting average. I mean, oh my goodness, when was the last time you truly saw catchers putting up that number? Also, I'll try to stop saying catcher. Coming in 5th in MVP votes, also earning an All-Star nod and a Silver Slugger, an OPS plus at 129. He's definitely gonna get paid when he hits free agency. I think the Brewers would be dumb to not lock him up soon because a catcher like that doesn't come around very often. But he's 100% the best player on the Brewers. Moving on to the National League West and getting it started for us, we have the San Diego Padres. It's without a doubt Manny Machado. Absolute probably top 5 third baseman in the game. His season was a bit down. He didn't play quite as much third base due to some injury, but he still put up 3.1 WAR. He still had over 100 RBIs this year while hitting 29 homers, a 275 average, not bad at all, a 797 OPS with an OPS plus at 120. Can't forget, he's the best player on the Padres going into 2025. Now for the Colorado Rockies, this one is a little tricky. Obviously, you think of the Rockies, you don't probably think of one main player, but this guy right here, Ezequiel Tovar, still put up amazing numbers for his season. Just in 24, 3.8 WAR, 26 homers, a 269 average, 78 RBIs, an OPS plus at 103, while winning his first Gold Glove in 2024, so obviously great at defense there at short. Don't really know too much about his game. I don't watch the Rockies very much at all, but based on those numbers, I'd say compared to any other player, he makes a solid campaign to be the best player on the Rockies. And who knows, it might stay like that. He's still only 22 years old. For the San Francisco Giants, we have newly acquired Willy Adames. Finally got him off the Brewers, but I think the Giants is a great fit for him. But just in 2024, probably his best season yet, a 3.1 WAR, hitting 32 homers, average a bit mid, just at 251, but the power makes up for it. But having hit over 100 RBIs, 112 to be exact, OPS at 794, OPS plus at 118. I mean, he came in 10th in MVP voting, so go you. While also playing healthy and being on the field 161 games out of the season. Like I said, I think when the Giants signed him, I remember thinking, hey, that's actually a really nice fit. Didn't see him going there, but the Giants finally got a player worth a good contract. So happy for them, excited to see what he can do. But yeah, he's the new and improved best player on the Giants going into 2025. Moving on to the LA Dodgers, of course, there are a lot of players you could pick from. And I don't know why, but I did have to think about it for a second. But without a doubt, my mind, of course, went to Shohei Ohtani. Not many active players that still have 9 years on a contract can say that they have 3 MVPs to their name. But Shohei Ohtani can. I don't even have to go on about. I could cut it right now and you guys understand. But 2024, yeah, without a doubt, not even pitching like he usually does. 9.2 WAR, 54 homers, 310 average, 130 RBIs. I mean, oh my God, 59 stolen bases, over 1,000 OPS, and an OPS plus at 190. MVP, 2nd year in a row. Silver Slugger, All-Star. I could go on, and he still has 9 years on his contract. Definitely going down as generational talent. Can't stress it enough. Yeah, we'll cut it there because you guys already know how good Shohei Ohtani is. For the last team in this division, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I have their newly acquired Corbin Burnes. Honestly, had no idea he was gonna sign there, had no inkling to it. You know, it works out. But no, Corbin Burnes, absolute stud. Obviously, Cy Young under his belt, 4-time All-Star. Just this past season, 15-9 win-lose record, a 2.92 ERA, stayed perfectly healthy while pitching 32 starts. Almost 200 innings pitched at 194. Walk percentage only being 6.1. K rate 23.1%. No doubt is he's still one of the top pitchers in the game and came in top 5 in Cy Young Award voting. And I'm excited to see what he can do in Arizona. Moving on to the American League division, starting it off, we have the American League East. Getting it started with the Boston Red Sox, but I feel like I have to say this for argument's sake. Jarren Duran, of course, had a phenomenal 2024 season, but without a doubt, if I had to pick one of them, it's 100% Rafael Devers, just having way more in his career so far. But yeah, without a doubt, he's still one of the top third basemen in the league. Just 2024. Some might even say it was a down year. 3.7 WAR, 28 homers, 83 RBIs, a 272 batting average. OPS plus at 139. Earned himself an All-Star nod. He did miss a little bit of time on the field, but still playing in 138 games. With him only being, and I forget this, I'm looking at it right now actively, he's still only 27 years old. I feel like I've heard his name around the league forever. That's why he got paid. He's 100% the best player on that team going into 2025. Moving on to the Tampa Bay Rays, I got Yandy Diaz. Without a doubt, he's still the best player on that team. Well, I shouldn't say still. He has remained. You could say for sure 2024 was underwhelming compared to what he put up in 2023. Went down almost a whole 4 WAR. His season numbers did look more like 14 homers, 65 RBIs, and a 281 average. When just in 2023, he had come in 6th in MVP voting, got an All-Star nod, Silver Slugger at first base, but without a doubt, I mean, he still is just on this team the best player. Moving on to the New York Yankees, this one's kind of a no-brainer, especially Juan Soto's out of there, but without a doubt, I would still pick the man Aaron Judge. I mean, 2-time MVP, and just in 2024, I wouldn't even say probably, I think statistically, he did put up one of the best seasons by a right-handed hitter. A 10.8 WAR, 58 homers, a 322 batting average. And I'm sorry, me as just a baseball fan can majorly appreciate a power hitter that also hits for average. 144 RBIs, an 1159 OPS, and an OPS plus at, oh my God, 223. You guys know how good Aaron Judge is. Absolutely. If you're on Baseball Reference, you just see bold numbers all across, which means you either led the league or led the whole major league. He is just one of the best players in the game. Moving on, we know Aaron Judge is the best player on the Yankees and probably in the American League. So moving on. Moving on to the Toronto Blue Jays, you have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It's my pick for the best player on that team. This is him actually going into his last year of arbitration. Really wondering if the Blue Jays are gonna pay this man the money, but we'll just have to see. He came in 6th in MVP voting, earning himself an All-Star nod, which is the 4th consecutive year in a row for him, but also getting back in that Silver Slugger discussion for first base. A 6.2 WAR, 30 homers, 103 RBIs, which he's hit over 100 for his 2nd time in his career, and a 323 average. So like I said, I'm going to point out the power hitting numbers for average. Love it. A 940 OPS with an OPS plus at 166. Just one point off of his career high in 2021, he's 100% going to get paid. We'll see if it's going to be by the Blue Jays. If it's not, they're absolutely crazy for letting him go. Moving on to the Baltimore Orioles, a team I've enjoyed just like fangirling over a little bit lately, but without a doubt, I have Gunnar Henderson. Of course, he won the Rookie of the Year in 2023, but he came back with an even more impeccable season in 2024. A 9.1 WAR, 37 homers, 92 RBIs, stole a solid 21 bases, a 281 batting average, 893 OPS plus at 159, coming in 4th in MVP voting, getting himself his first All-Star nod. But for Gunnar Henderson, a 10.8 walk percentage, had a breakout season. Like I said, he did win Rookie of the Year, but he came back even stronger in 2024, and he is just so much fun to watch. He started off the year so hot and didn't really slow down. Moving on to the American League Central, starting it off, we'll start it off with the worst team, the Chicago White Sox. But they do still have one obvious player on that team, thank God, and that is Luis Robert Jr. I've always said Robert, people also say Robert, so however you please. There's both. Definitely a down year in 2024, a 1.4 WAR, 14 homers, 224 average, OPS plus at 87. But he also only played in 100 games. He definitely missed some time there, unfortunately. But if you just go back another season where he put up a 5 WAR, played 145 games, 38 homers, 80 RBIs, a 264 average, a OPS plus at 130. But even with his 2024 season being not great, you still got to look at the entirety of the team. Without a doubt, he's still the best player. So there you go. Moving on to the Detroit Tigers. Without a doubt, it's going to be Tariq Skubal. This guy has been just, I don't even know how to describe him. I didn't really know much about his game at all until 2024. But obviously, having won just the American League Cy Young this season, 6.3 WAR, a win-lose record at 18-4. Absolutely a huge reason as to why the Tigers even made it in the playoffs. 31 game starts, a 2.39 ERA in those games. Obviously winning his Cy Young award, his first All-Star nod, coming in 7 in MVP voting as well. So without a doubt, he is the best player on the Tigers, let alone probably one of the new founding best pitchers in the American League. Now for the Cleveland Guardians, this is, no-brainer. Jose Ramirez, J-Ram, one of the best third basemen. I've said that a lot this video, but I mean it even more with him. One of the best third basemen in the game. Just 2024, 6.8 WAR, 39 homers, a 279 average, 118 RBIs, 41 stolen bases, OPS at 872 with an OPS plus at 143. He's a 6-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger, having done both in 2024, along with coming in 5th in MVP voting. And he's without a doubt the best player on that team. Moving on to the Minnesota Twins, I almost was gonna pick the man Byron Buxton, but once I really studied those numbers, without a doubt, it's Carlos Correa. Correa overall has had a more successful career. Obviously, health has been a big problem for him, staying on the field in most of his career. This year, only playing in 86 games, put up 14 homers, 54 RBIs, but having a 310 average, OPS plus at 152. Now I know with only playing half the season, it's hard to justify the numbers, but he's put up his second best OPS plus season since 2017. Obviously, health has been a huge issue for him in his career, but on this team, it's still without a doubt going to be Correa. For the last team in this division, we have the Kansas City Royals, and without a doubt, it is going to be Bobby Witt Jr. Probably the best shortstop in the game, let alone on his very own team. I mean, we knew he was going to be good, but did we know he was going to be this good? Just 2024, of course, will highlight the most recent and his best season. He had a 9.4 WAR. He hit 32 homers with a 332 batting average, over 100 RBIs at 109, 31 stolen bases, a 977 OPS with an OPS plus at 171. Also coming in second in MVP voting, winning himself a Gold Glove, winning himself his first Silver Slugger, and getting himself his first All-Star nod, while remaining literally healthy and on the field all but one game. How could I forget also his league-leading 211 hits? Yeah, 100% without a doubt, he's the best player in the Royals going into 2025. All right, we got 5 teams left. Moving on to the American League West Division, I have Yordan Alvarez from the Houston Astros. I think I said that backwards, my bad. But yeah, for the Astros, Yordan Alvarez. But one thing I love about Yordan is how he has been a power hitter, but has still been able to maintain a high batting average as well. Just in 2024, of course, he had a 5.4 WAR, playing in 147 games, his most ever in his career, with hitting 35 homers while having 86 RBIs, a 308 batting average, a 959 OPS, and an OPS plus at 172, coming in 9th in MVP voting and earning himself his 3rd consecutive All-Star nod. I really feel like you guys already know how good Yordan Alvarez is. I'll just stop there. He's definitely the best player on that team. Moving on to the Texas Rangers. 100%, I didn't have to do too much thinking about this, but I have, without a doubt, Corey Seager as the best player on this team. He did play in 123 games in 24, putting up a 5 WAR. He hit 30 homers with 74 RBIs, a 278 average, and an OPS plus at 145. He did get an All-Star nod. You can't complain with 30 homers at all, but compared to his 2023 season, where he hit a few less games, he had a 6.9 WAR. He had a league-leading 42 doubles in 2023, while having 33 homers and 96 RBIs. So in 4 less games in 2023 to 2024, he had 3 more homers and about 21 more RBIs, and coming in 2nd in MVP voting. Now, like I said, even with a slightly down 2024, I hate saying it because, like I said, he still hit 30 homers, but you can't shy from the fact it is less than his previous year. He still is just the best player on that team. I can't say Oakland, but moving on to the Athletics, we got Brent Rooker, but while they managed to actually lock up a player for another minimum 5 years. How do I explain this guy? Quietly a top outfielder, but he put up 39 homers, a 293 batting average, and 112 RBIs with an OPS plus at 165. He came in 10th in MVP voting, which is absolutely crazy. It came in that low, but people don't talk about him. He had a 5.6 WAR and on an Athletics team that they don't really have too much to root and cheer for. Obviously, the fans even want them to sell the team. Brent Rooker is definitely a light in the room when he is playing on the field. And I'm happy to see it. I'm glad that they paid the man, gave him an extension. This news just broke like less than 2 weeks ago, but without a doubt, he's the best player on the Athletics right now. With our second to last team, we have the Los Angeles Angels, and I can't believe I saved Mr. Mike Trout second to last, but without a doubt, Mike Trout is still one of the top players in the game, although he misses quite a bit of time due to injury. Obviously, 2024 started off the year hot, and I say that by just 29 games, but you got to think about it. In 1 month, in 29 games, he hit 10 homers, 14 RBIs. He did only have a 220 batting average, but he had an 867 OPS, a 541 slug. I think we all root for Mike Trout when it comes to health, but his career could end today, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I know for majority of other players, I'm not really talking about whole career statistics all that much, but the last time he played over 100 games at 119 was 2022. He hit 40 homers, a 283 average, and a 176 OPS plus. We all know what he's capable of. Let's just hope he can stay on the field for 2025. Moving on to the last team in the video, we have the Seattle Mariners. We finally made it. I got J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez, at only age 23. In 2024, he had a 4.3 WAR, hit 20 homers, 68 RBIs, a 273 average, and an OPS plus at 116. Now, all of those are down numbers compared to his prior 2 seasons. Coming in 4th in MVP voting in 2023, he's still only 23 years old. He has so much career left. Fully believe it. I say it with confidence. I think 2025 is going to be a way better year for him, but he's still the best player on this team. And without further ado, that wraps up my best player on every team for 2025. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it to right here, like I already said, thank you for watching. This is my first baseball video back in like 10 months. Actually, that's not 100% true. I did post my MLB postseason prediction video back in October, but aside from that, this is my first like statistical player video. It feels good to be back. Obviously, I want to make a lot more. It feels good to be back. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, a big thumbs up means the world to me, because a little bit more effort goes into these kinds of videos. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.